Hello, my name's Rob Harvey. I'm the composer on Big Finish's release, Dark Season Legacy Rising. Releasing this video now because I'm in the process of putting together a soundtrack release for this set of stories. I should have done it back in May, but I've been absolutely flat out working on ranges like the War Master and some upcoming stuff quite a lot of upcoming stuff that I can't talk about. Cliche, I know. However, I'm here today to show you a little bit about my score for the Russell T Davies story. Let's say Russell T Davies story. It's a Russell T Davies IP. He created it back in the 90s. I believe it was his first ever TV commission, like big budget TV commission. And here we are, 30 years later, and we're doing a revival. We've done a revival, produced by my good friend Scott Hancock, who I've worked with for years on other Russell T Davies stuff like Mind of the Hodiak and the original Dark Season audiobooks, which we did an audio adaptation of. I want to say it was 2021. That's escaped me. I'm very, very much in the moment today. So I'm going to show you a couple of tracks. This track one is one of my personal favourites. It's kind of like I use it for exposition. I think I used it for exposition during the drama. But yeah, I'm going to show it to you now. I'm going to show you a bit from the centre of it. Hold on. Yeah, that's not a good place. Let me just bring it back a little bit. So when Dark Season first aired in the 90s, I think I was just about old enough to see it. I can remember it being on, but I think I was just too small to. Yeah, my parents watched it at least. So, but to give you an idea of, I was a very small baby when this came out. But yeah, so when I studied the score the first time around, when we did the audiobook release, something that struck me is it had that kind of 90s quality of lots of synths around then, like the DX7, and there's lots of that very sort of glassy plate reverb on everything, and it had its own style and its own feeling, which I think stands up really well today, particularly the main theme. Playing the main theme back, I really it transported me back to that period in time of television, honestly, and I had the pleasure of remaking that theme as well, and yeah, I was quite happy to bring some of my classical background into this. I've loved classical music my entire life, and to me, some of that, the modern day in music, really screams orchestra and choir, and it's become cool again. And I think back then, orchestra wasn't really that cool. So to bring it into modern days, I've basically added orchestra and modern synths. The bit here coming up was the synth pattern you hear coming up is a real touchstone for me for the entire working right through from the beginning of the audiobook range. I think 2021. It's just a sequence synthesizer that I thought sounded similar to the time. It uses just simple sine waves and saw waves to create the sound. And I'll show you. So I'll show you. Oh no. Yeah, the stabs. Yeah, to me those stabs really felt like the original. Anyway, moving on. There's track 26 here, which sounds like this. I wanted to sort of find some of that underlying, the show's about evil technology basically, and I wanted to find a sound that would make it feel like there's something happening underneath everything that's going on, like the tech and the beeps and the ones and zeros were never that far away from what's happening. Those hi-hats are quite fun because they're just they're a pair of I sampled them years ago. It was a pair of platinum hi-hats. A friend of mine used on an album I wrote back in 2011. But those hi-hats are the glassiest, most of the era hi-hats I could find, and yeah, they were quite big in the 80s, made out of platinum hi-hats. They were plated in platinum. They weren't actually made of platinum because that would be ridiculously expensive. But they had this lovely glassy flat tone to them, and then that you can hear the reverb over the top of that. Yeah, and there's those deep drums throughout this. I thought the whole show needed to sort of I think of music from that period. I'm thinking of things like Massive Attack, and like Portishead. So throughout a lot of their work, there was this kind of throbbing drum grooves, and I just took all the top end of it off and had it running underneath for a lot of it, and it worked in my opinion. This next track is a bit more innocent. It was a more innocent point in the drama. They were just having a bit of fun. So I decided to write some quite innocent music. Yeah, it doesn't have to be all dark, doom and gloom. It can be quite fun too. Yeah, as you can see, I've not named these tracks yet because I'm still trying to figure all of that stuff out. And yeah, I was supposed to release these back in May. However, what ended up happening is I've just been, as always happens with Big Finish jobs, is I've been inundated with work. Quite a lot of stuff, and some stuff I can't even talk about yet. But I was working on the War Master right throughout this period, which I think I've just finished. Yeah, we've just finished the last box. I think I'll probably do. But yeah. So I'm going to take this opportunity now to start releasing tracks. I think the next one I'm also going to release is Mind of the Hodiak. I think I've had a few requests from people to actually release that one. I went back and had a listen to it. Actually, I think it is releasable. At the time, I was just absolutely. It was post-lockdown, and I was just absolutely flat out. Had no time to really think about this stuff. But things are easing up a bit. I say easing up a bit. They never really ease up, but things are easing up in life at the moment, and I feel like it's time to start putting this stuff out. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. I'm going to leave you on track 2. Incidentally, that little piano line is something I used for old Kate Winslet's parts throughout this, playing reed. That's Reed's theme essentially.